You know the old advice when people say, just love yourself more after a really bad toxic relationship is totally dead. It doesn't work. If you want to start trusting your own gut again and feel confident, you need a practical rebuild plan. The first thing a toxic relationship destroys is your belief in your own reality. You being gaslighted, you being told you are crazy, sensitive, or wrong so many times that you started to believe it. So the step one isn't about feeling better. It's about looking at the data. And I love that. I want you to start an evidence list. So that's this little voice, say, I'm stupid of staying so long, or I'm not good enough. You don't argue with it emotionally. You argue with facts. Okay. So write down 3 things you did today that proves you are totally capable, and keep a journal if you can. For example, something very simple. I paid my bills on time. I help a friend to do something. I show up at work on time. This is actually a psychological tool that called cognitive behavior therapy. I know it's a bit complicated, but it's not. We are retraining your brain to look for evidence of your competence, not evidence of your failure. All right? So you are building a case for yourself in a court of your own mind. After a toxic relationship, your agency, you feeling that you can control your life and it's close to zero. I'm going to tell you. You feel like it's just happening to you. And I've been there, had a very bad divorce. We need to rebuild that, but we have to start small. So the step 2 is called macro mastering goals. And I really love this one. Stop trying to fix everything in a one go. It doesn't work in 1 week. Instead, set one tiny goals a day that you can 100% control. Maybe it's making your bed. Maybe it's drinking 2 liters of water. Maybe it's go to the gym. Maybe it's a 10-minute walk. Very macro. And when you say you are not going to do something, then you actually doing it. You are rebuilding trust with yourself. So you are teaching your brain when I said, I will move, I move. And that creates self-respect faster than any affirmation ever will. We have to talk about this. We cannot heal in the same environment that the one who made you sick. This is a no contact contract with yourself. This is just about blocking his numbers or her number. It's about blocking the access he has to your mental energy. And this is so important. So every time you stalk his social media or ask mutual friends about him, you are ripping the scab off the wound. And you don't need that. You are resetting your healing clock to absolutely zero. So respecting yourself means protecting yourself from poison. Write it down on the paper like a journal again. I respect myself too much to consume poison. Sign it, date it, stick into a mirror. This is a promise to yourself. It's not a punishment for him. In a toxic relationship, you probably had to hide parts of yourself to keep the peace. Maybe you stopped being goofy, or you stopped singing, or stopped having an opinion just because he will mock you on every level. And that takes time. You need to date your shadow self. I want you to go find the parts of you that you hide, the part of you that you really love, the fun part of you. Take yourself on dates to do the things he hated. Did he hate it when you listened to his country music, blasted in the car? Close the windows. Did he think your painting hobby was a waste of time? Go buy a canvas today and start painting. This is about reclaiming the territory of your personality and your freedom. It signals to your brain, I am allowed to exist. All of me is allowed to exist. And say that many times, as much as you can. Every time you're like, I'm going to do that again. Shame is the biggest enemy of self-respect. And you're probably beating yourself up right now, saying things to yourself that are absolutely vile, negative, and totally obsolete. And this is called the friend filter test. So it's a simple rule. You are not allowed to say anything to yourself that you wouldn't say to your best friend while looking her in the eyes. If your best friend came to you and said, oh, I just got out of an abusive relationship, would you say to your friend, well, you're an idiot of staying that long? Of course not. Of course not, you will never say to your friend. So if you will never say that to your friend, don't say that to yourself. You were brave for surviving, and I'm so proud you left. This is what you should say. Talk to yourself with that same voice. It feels fake at first, I have to admit, it feels a bit funny. I know, do it anyway. Eventually, the fake voice becomes your real voice because it's your real voice. This one might surprise you a bit, but trauma lives in the body. We store that stress, that hunching over, that making ourselves small in our muscles. And this is why the next step is called the physical strength. And I don't mean just exercise to look good. I mean move to feel strong. I want you to lift something heavy, or take a class that you never took before, or run until your lungs burn. There is something primal about feeling your physical power and just coming back, okay? And when you feel physical capable, it tricks your brain into feeling emotionally capable. It's hard to feel like a victim when you just deadlifted your body weight, for example, or maybe you ran just a 5K. Reconnect with your machine that carries you. I'm just going to give you as well a personal example, because it was a long time ago. I was married to a narcissistic person, horrible. The divorce was ugly of ugly. He did everything wrong a man could do, he did. He even gave away my dog and I never seen again. And I started having panic attack. I was smoking cigarette after cigarette, and I was really in a bad shape. In Australia, when you're married, you have to be minimum 1 year separated, even if you start doing all the steps for the papers for the divorce, but you need to be 1 year separated and then you can divorce. Then we divorced. He tried to jump on me during the signing the divorce paper, just an awful person. And it took me a long time to be fit again. And I had so much anger in me, I didn't realize that I thought I need to take a class of something, but for my anger. I remember driving to a real boxing club, okay, not the gym you go and you do a lesson and on the music. No, I'm talking about the real one. I was so scared to even walk in. So I walked in and I saw maybe 2 women. It was a real ring with guys punching each other, and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, what am I doing here? I didn't say what happened to me. I just said, look, I always wanted to go boxing. I have never boxed in my life. I want to give a try. So they give me like a free hour. And actually in boxing, you do a lot of stretching, which was really hard for me. And then you have the trainer holding the pads and said, hit. And I'm just hitting, but I'm hitting like a girl because I had no technique at the time. And he said, oh, just be angry, just hit it. And he said, oh, imagine someone is stealing your handbag. And I started laughing and I said, that's not going to happen. So he said, think about someone who makes you feel really angry and you're frustrated about. And of course, it was the ex-husband. I started hitting. I sweat like a pig. I was out of breath because I was unfit. And after the lesson, he said, do you want to sign a membership or try for 6 months? Guess what, my darling? I did kickboxing for 3 years. I got even my belt, orange, okay? But for Thai kickboxing, I did mini competition. I got punched in the face, but we have a helmet and a mouth guard and everything. And sometime after 1-2 hours of boxing, I was going to the park and I was go for a long walk. I didn't have dogs at the time, but I'm always an outdoor person. This helped me so much to get my strength back. It was very hard at the beginning. My body was so sore from everywhere, especially the shoulders in boxing. But this, even until now, I know, I'm touching wood. If someone tried to be violent for any reason, I know I can defend myself. Even years after I'm not boxing anymore, but I still got the technique. And this really helped me to unlock my strength physically, and also just to be sure that I'm ready for the next asshole coming into my life. So muscles is weak right now because you were trained to be a people pleaser to survive. We need to go to the gym for your boundaries, okay? And this is why I want to talk about for this step is the boundary drills. Do not start with big. It seems way too much. Scary boundaries. Start with low stakes no's. When, for example, the barista gets your order wrong, politely ask for it to be fixed. You don't need to be rude. When a friend asks you to dinner and you're tired, say, look, I can make it tonight, but what about in a couple of days? Always offer an option to a friend, of course. These small moments, I practice reps. You are learning that the world doesn't end when you assert yourself. You are learning that you can disappoint people and still be safe. And when you master the small no, the big no becomes so much easier. For a long time, your values were just whatever keeps him happy. You morph into what he wanted, okay? And now is time to just ask yourself, who are you? What do you care about? Is it kindness, ambition, creativity, freedom? Sit down and write again your top 5 core values. Because here's the truth. Self-respect is just the reputation you have with yourself. And you build a good reputation by acting in line with your values. So for example, if your values are peace, you are engaging in drama, you lose self-respect. Very simple. If you value health, but you're drinking to numb the pain, you lose self-respect. Align your action with your list, not his anymore. It's not in your life anymore, okay? It's time to look after yourself. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. So if you're surrounded by people who are critical, dramatic, dismissive, I don't like this one, you cannot heal. You will not get a heal path properly. And this is called the energy audit. So I want you, my darling, look at your friends, look at your family, who makes you feel energized and who drains you. You might realize that while you were inside of a toxic relationship, you attracted over toxic friends, and often that happens. Often. So you need to be ruthless right now. Really. Pull back from anyone who doesn't make you feel seen and safe. You are in a recovery process right now. You need a sterile environment. No germs, no toxic, no drama, no BS. Okay? This is the hardest one for this step. And most of us are angry at our exes, sure. And we are secretly furious at ourselves. Remember when I talked to you how angry I was when I was going boxing? Why did I stay? Why I didn't see the sign? I'm a smart woman. How did this happen? I've been there too. And it's really hard on yourself. You have to forgive the version of you that stayed. She wasn't stupid. She wasn't hopeful. She was just trying to see the best in someone. She was trying to make love work. Those are beautiful traits, beautiful qualities, and were just used against you by someone who bloody decayed. And you survived. You got yourself out. And that version of you kept you alive until you were strong enough to live. Thank her. Be so grateful. Don't hate her. Thank her for getting you to who you are today, and then let her retire. You're in charge now. You cannot change the past anyway. It's done. So move on and take care of yourself. I hope you have the blueprint now. It's the 10 steps. Don't try to do them in all today, obviously. Just pick one. Start with the macro goals. Rewatch the video if you need it. And if you loved this video and you have value, please hit the like button. Do not forget to subscribe. It really helps my channel grow. I really appreciate. Thank you. Watch next The Power of Ignoring People. That's a really good one as well. You take care, and I see you to the next video. Ciao, ciao.